Yeah. Tell me what got gun on that dirt. Yeah. Yo, if I were podcasting, it would be insane. Knowledge flowing like the sweetest rain. Professor Bear on the mic, spreading wisdom wide. The best thoughts, that's my pride, can't hide.
With the voices in your ear, changing the game.
If I rule podcasting, every thought we'd ignite. In a world of chatter, we'll spark in the fight. With Professor Bear, we're climbing to new heights. A Best Thoughts podcast, shining bright in the night. Topics from the heart, never sounding the same. Got laughs and debates, never dull or bland. From culture to tech, take you by the hand. Join the ride with us, feel the vibe expand. With every episode, we shine that
beginnings on the cusp. Not too old to adjust. Old dog, new tricks. Remember, I was just a pup. Something dirty in my cup. Clean soul.
So tune in, don't miss what we got to share. If I rule podcasting, I spread the love everywhere.
Welcome, and thank you for joining me this evening. I am Professor Bear, and this is a Bear's Talk. And guys, girls, 2026 has been such a fun month, notwithstanding this major storm that's been coming across the U.S. Not looking forward to that at all, but we have been doing some amazing things here. Been talking to a lot of guests, some new ones, some old ones, some family members of the WSN, and some ones that I have met for the first time doing this. But today, my guests are a great trio, actually. The third one, I don't know why he's so scared of me. I'm just a bear. Just a bear. But these guys are very amazing. They have been doing some great things, and I am super glad that we hooked up. And hey, they're just good. I like them. They're funny, and they help keep podcasting what it should be, in my opinion. Fun, entertaining, and very informative. Guys, girls, this is my buddies from the Brothers of Discussion. Now, before we get started, two things. One, it's going to be magic. Pop that QR code. That will lead you to their YouTube page. Please check them out. Again, they are funny and definitely entertaining. Number two, I make a lot of mistakes, and being live, I can't cut them out. But even if I was taping this, I wouldn't cut them out, so y'all could just see I'm just a bear. I just mess up. I just flub my words, but it's fun. That's what I do. So, guys, how are y'all doing this evening?
Doing great,
I'm
man.
always
How about
doing
you
well.
guys?
Cool.
Ready to talk some wrestling.
All righty then. Tell me how did y'all become wrestling fans?
I think it was just circumstances of where we live. Being Pennsylvania, Allentown area, we had the Wild Samoans where we're at. We've a lot of WWE shows coming through in the area when we were kids. And then also you got to think we're both early 40s. So Hulk Hogan was at the peak of his popularity, and that was just something when you look at a guy that size and that flashy when you're a kid, it's just like, what's this? I got to look at it. So I think that's pretty much how I became a fan. Just it had to happen.
I remember watching it as a kid when I with my real father, and that started kind of my love for it, and that kind of carried because, like John said, where we're from, I went to shows at Ag Hall, and I mean watched Yokozuna and Undertaker real early, and some of these guys real early on. Stabler Arena was another place that we went to when we were kids and saw lots of wrestling. Even my dad was at the SummerSlam '88. It was at Nassau. He had a really cool shirt from it. So it's just kind of been what I was raised, where a lot of people in other areas, they grew up with football or baseball or other sports. For me, it was pro wrestling. That's what it was around here.
That is so funny because I think a lot of, like y'all said, it's your environment and the area y'all from, because where I'm from and currently live, we were football and wrestling, and my dad was a big wrestling fan. So of course, when dad's a wrestling fan and you want to be under him and do what dad do, you right there seeing the stuff and falling in love with it. So with that being said, how did y'all translate from being just fans to deciding to be podcasters? How did that happen?
That one was actually, we had a party for a Royal Rumble. And a friend of ours who's actually now wrestling under the name Corporal Punishment, who we'll have on our show very soon, actually, to interview. He was doing a podcast, and he had us on after the Royal Rumble. And Francisco, who he may or may not exist, according to Bear.
He's real.
He had the idea. He said, "Hey, we should do a podcast. We talk about wrestling all the time. It's what we do when we get together. Why not record it?" And I was like, "That's a great idea." And then we both said, "Well, we have to get Aaron involved because Aaron's the guy, like the structure guy for us. If it would have been me and Francisco, we'd never get anything accomplished. We just talk about wrestling and I'd make fun of him a whole bunch, and that would really be all it was. Aaron's the one that makes it all make sense."
I used to have a wrestling podcast years ago. I got into wrestling podcasts probably 10 years ago. I was big into Wade Keller. So I liked the play-by-play, like going through, and that's what I kind of did. So I started off a podcast like that, but it kind of got like mundane for me, and I just stopped. I didn't want to do that. Like, it just seemed like everybody was doing that. So we stopped doing it. And then when they came up with this idea of let's do the Brothers of Discussion, we really didn't know what we were going to do. We had a couple of ideas, and where we're at now has all been organic. It all has just naturally come. Like he's right. I'm a very structured guy. I will segment our show. I'll time it out. We'll have topics ahead of time. We'll plan everything out. But the conversations and the funny moments and the shit we come up with off the top of our head is really organic. So I think it's a structured chaos, but it works for us. If that makes sense, which it probably does.
Oh, yeah. And that actually will lead me into the next question. What do y'all think makes y'all podcast different than most others? Even though y'all kind of said it, but still.
Yeah,
I think it's helpful. Go ahead, bud.
Right.
I think it's helpful that I don't bite my tongue in any situation. If I don't like somebody or something, I'm very vocal about it. And if you don't like what I have to say, then you don't have to listen to me. It's fine. But I say what I feel, And then you have Aaron, who's, I think, more calculated with it. And then Francisco knows how to feed off of me and Aaron. And that's very helpful as well. But they both set me up too, a lot of times, to make myself look like an idiot, but it's all right. I've been doing it my whole life.
For entertainment purposes. No, and honestly, that's why I think we're different. Like we don't ever go to a show trying to say we're going to tell you something or we're going to teach you something about wrestling. We're just going to have a conversation about it. We're going to have fun, and that's really what it's about. There's too much, in my opinion, and I've said this on the show I did with you last time, and on Joe's show, and a couple other ones, that sometimes these guys get too into their own shit, and they just they come off as know-it-alls, and nobody wants to hear that. Like, nobody. So going into it with just like with eyes wide open, like, let's just have some fun. Let's talk about shit that you would talk about when you're having a couple of beers and you're just talking about wrestling. Let's do that, but do it on camera.
Right. And I love that perspective that we're just having a conversation and just having fun. And if you get some knowledge out of it, great. If you are more just entertained by us, great. Whatever you can get from the show, we're happy to provide. But it is what it is.
I think another thing that's good about our show is we all three have real different perspectives. It's, we've been good friends for 30 plus years, all of us, but we all have different tastes, and what Aaron likes is not what I like. What Francisco likes is not what I like. And we can feed off of that, because they'll tell you, oh yeah, Jeff Hardy, I love Jeff. No, I do not love Jeff Hardy. The exact opposite, actually, is how I feel about Jeff Hardy. So that if they bring especially if I'm having a couple of drinks and you bring up somebody I dislike, then we have a little button the heads going there for a moment, and then they end up just laughing at me because I get upset about it.
I think that when you're having a discussion about stuff, a lot of times it just starts off just a discussion, but then sometimes your passion comes out so much that before you know it, you done went down this whole rabbit hole of why this guy's an ass, and if you see him, you'll punch him in the face. All that. And it's like you said, both of y'all said, it's just a natural thing. It's not like you're gonna say this and then I'm gonna run down this and this. It's just a natural, honest conversation of family, and that's what I think that makes y'all very good. And you can tell by how natural y'all are. It's no like setup segment that you can see like a structured wrestling match. You can tell when people structure a match.
We're calling it in the ring, man.
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, we did start off with a few like structured segments. Now it's kind of like we still have those that we're going to do them.
Right.
But they happen more in real time, where like we don't plan, okay, at 15 minutes, this is where we're going. Like, oh, we'd like to get here at some point. If we don't, okay. But we probably will at some point. It's kind of like that.
We just rewatched the Royal Rumble 96. All three of us watched it on our own time, and then we went through the card. And the most time I think we spent on any of the matches was a Body Donis tag team match. Why? I don't know. It was not segmented, planned that way. It did not. But for some reason, we decided to carve 20 minutes out to talk about them and the Smoking Guns. I don't know. Sometimes those conversations happen. But again, I think that's what makes it fun, because you don't go into it expecting to talk about the Body Donis for 15 minutes, but we did.
Yep.
It's funny too, because I was in my garage and I was looking for something in particular, and what in the world fell out? was different tickets to shows I had been to.
Oh, cool.
And one of the biggest ones was the Royal Rumble, and this was in 2010. And that's the one where Edge came back. And I was like, man, I can't believe I still had these tickets. Then I looked at how much I paid. Man, at the time when I paid it, I was pissed because I was like, man, I got a family. I can't be spending $100 on a ticket. $100 I was bitching about. Now I will pay $100 quickly for a pay-per-view, especially where we had our seats too. They were pretty damn good seats.
Yeah, right now tickets are out of control. It's crazy. And I mean, we already were big fans of indie promotions and going to indie shows. But I think this year we're going to go to a lot more indie shows than the bigger company shows, obviously money wise, but also we've built some relationships with some of these indie people around us, and we got to go support them. They're showing support to us as well. So why not go out, pay the small price? You can bring your whole family and pay less than you would for one ticket to go to a WWE, or, you know, AEW has been pretty affordable. So I give them that. They're affordable as well.
I mean, we went to a pay-per-view, went to Dynasty in April. We had pretty damn good seats, and I think we only paid like $50. So there's options out there. There is.
And that's what I love, that they're just, the options feel like there's so many, they're better than it used to be. And again, I a lot of times I do get on I get on the rant about certain shows and stuff, but it's not that I don't like them. I just don't like a lot of crap that they do. Like WWE seems like my point. I always say something negative about them, but it's not that I don't like WWE. It's just some of the BS that goes on with it that just irritates me. And I think for a lot of wrestling fans, it irritates them because you can see what they're doing. And it's like, you could fool me. I have sense. I have sense. And I see, since TKO took over, your tickets go higher and higher. Why would you do that? Again, I understand business. I understand making a profit. But there's making a profit, and then there's a fuck you. And they're definitely at a fuck you stage there.
I mean, why wouldn't you have something negative to say? There's always something negative to say. There, you can find something negative with anything.
True.
You talk anything. You tell me milk? No, fuck milk. You know what I mean? I'll figure out a way. It's,
Right.
It just depends on your mood, man. There's always going to be something that, especially with these big companies, and they're doing 15 hours of content a week that's out there. There's always going to be something that's not good in somebody's opinion, especially a smart wrestling fan. You're going to find something. You're like, come on, you're better than this. So, I mean, don't beat yourself up over that, because I'll find something negative in almost everything.
Well, it's not necessarily beating up. It's just I want the people to understand my perspective. And again, it's like we're having this conversation, and y'all know I've been going crazy this month. I don't want to seem so 1, 2, 3 the whole time. And I've noticed that most of my conversations are not the same. Like my goal was to bring y'all on and talk about what y'all do, and I do that. But then sometimes me and my guests get caught up on something, and we just go with that. Before I know it, the show is ended. I'm like, wow, we really didn't talk about them like I wanted to. But it's okay, because they understand. They know trying to give appreciation to them and just a love for different podcasts. It's everybody is different and everybody has a formula that works for them. So it's an amazing thing, especially when you get to talking and y'all opposite about something. It's so funny. It's like, well, I think this is good. Well, Professor, I ain't trying to upset you or anything, but you're wrong. And they go on, and we just have a good banter, and I love it.
It's actually one of my favorite phrases to say to somebody is "you're wrong." So, give me some opinions. I'm sure I don't like them, but we do it quite a bit. Like I think on our last episode I called Aaron an imbecile. And that word isn't even like in my normal vocabulary, but it came to my head when I heard whatever his take was at that point. I did not agree with it at all. I thought it was pretty stupid. And we have to be honest with one another, especially when we're doing the show. Like he said, it's organic. We think it and we pop it out at each other. And because of our good friendship, we're not going to be upset with each other. I could call him probably the worst names you'll ever hear.
He does.
And he'll laugh about it.
I'm okay with it. It's fine.
And that's to the magic because of your friendship and y'all family. It's easier to say that to him versus to somebody, a stranger or something. Even though that's just you try to be a little like, okay, let me not, because they may take it down a different path we were trying not to go.
Yeah.
So speaking of paths, what do y'all think about Saturday night's main event tomorrow? What are y'all thinking about that show?
I'm actually looking forward to it. I mean, there's the Cody and Jacob Fatu. It's kind of something I'm looking forward to see. The only way WWE can screw that up is if Cody beats Jacob Fatu. If there's a DQ or something like that, that'd be okay. You can't have Fatu lose his first match back. Cody can lose. He just lost the title. He can lose. They can make that into something. The three of them moving forward, Fatu, Drew, and Cody. I feel like that's the only way to ruin what they have there is to have Cody beat him. And I'm looking forward to the Fatal 4-Way match for the number one contender.
Yeah.
They actually made this Saturday night main event seem like it's going to mean something for future shows, which is, I think, the first time they've done it since they started doing these Saturday night main events again. The matches have stakes that can change stuff in the future. So I'm actually looking forward to this one.
It's too much. There's too much wrestling. My God, WWE. Jesus Christ. Why do you need it? Why do you need this Saturday show? The Rumble's in like a week or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do we need a Saturday night main event for? But I'll probably watch it. And really, Jacob Fatu is the only reason I'm going to watch. I think he's the realest character they have. They need to put a rocket ship to him and shoot him to the fucking moon. I mean, they only have a couple of guys, in my opinion, that are legit. And he's one of them. I mean, I'm sorry, but a lot of the same guys repeat. And I don't watch as much. I admittedly, I'm kind of with you, Bear. There's more I can pick out of it that I don't care for. That's just not cringy, but almost eye roll.
Yeah.
It's just something that's hard to watch.
That's the perfect phrase for that, eye roll. Because it's like,
it's just eye roll sometimes.
You think I'm stupid.
Yeah.
The only way,
certain people I'm going to stick with. And Jacob Fatu is one of them. Penta's one. I've liked Penta through every promotion he's ever wrestled with. So I'll always like him. And I'm going to stand by Braun Breaker changing his fucking name and just going to a Steiner and just redo it. Like, you can change his character. He can break away. They can do something with it. The name sucks. I don't care what anybody says. I fucking hate it. He looks like a Steiner. He's one of the top guys there. He's a fucking badass. Just call him a Steiner. He looks like one.
Everybody knows who he is, but I will give him credit. He tried to make it on his own ability versus the nepotism of being a
but then they bring his dad into NXT to sit there in the crowd and play that it's his dad. So you can try to do it at your own accord, but when the company's not letting you do it, then change his damn name. I agree, change his name, or just leave it at Braun or Breaker. Just one word. The only way, okay, I want to go back to the Cody and Jacob Fatu. You know how they can have Cody beat Jacob Fatu and I wouldn't be mad? Is if Kit Wilson's music comes on and it distracts Jacob and Cody steals a win. Other than that,
I would lose my shit if he gets distracted from Kip Wilson. Kip freaking I would have more respect. I would have more respect if R-Truth came out and he got distracted versus Kip. And here's the thing with Kip too. I see what they're doing with him. I'm okay with it. He's getting some steam, no problem. But you cannot have Jacob looking stupid over Kip. Man, come on. That's just like if I was at the show and I just jumped over the barricade and he looked at me like, you out of everybody else in the ring.
If you were at the show and jumped the barricade, you better watch out for Hurricane Helms coming after you. That's all I gotta say.
Look, it's ironic you said that.
Well, I know.
Oh, did I tell you the story where
you did tell me the story? That's why I don't know if you see on social media, Bear. Anytime I see anything about Gregory Helms, I'm tagging you. I just saw a meme that said that Gregory Helms is David Schwimmer with a beard.
Yeah,
we're all from friends with a beard, and I friggin' tagged you in that one and shared it.
I definitely now. He would do it. I have no problem seeing him do it. But back when he said it, I would have gave him a run for the money. I would have. He would have told you, you know what, that guy, he should be a wrestler. He had me at some point. I finally took him out, but I had him at some point. Now so much, he wouldn't break a sweat with me. So here's another question. Since we're still talking about the main event, do y'all think with the four-way? Do y'all think that it's a good mix of people versus the standard? Besides Randy, but do y'all think it's a good mix to they can take the story so many different places?
I think it's a decent mix, but the thing is, the problem I have is some of the people, they're not going to win. Like, even if they were to win the match, the fatal four-way, they're not going to win the title. I'm sorry to say it, everybody. Listen, anybody who's a wrestling fan and is watching right now, Sami Zayn will not be a world champion, and if he does, it's going to happen for 30 seconds right before he retires. They're not going to do it. They're never going to pull the trigger on the guy. If they were going to, they would have done it with Roman and the peak of that bloodline thing where he was at the peak of his popularity. It's not going to happen. So get that out of your head. It's probably going to be Randy Orton. It does. I don't think anybody else is a big enough star for them yet to have them win the match. But
yeah, but these are the moments that, to me, these are eye roll moments to me. Like Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank, those type of matches are made to kind of set up the next person, right? A match like this could do that. Because like John said, whoever's winning this is not going to beat Drew. That's just not going to happen. But they could look really good coming out of that match with Drew and become a top guy from it. And that's what it's about. It's not who goes over, it's who gets over. So Drew can go in there and have a really good match with somebody and make them look like $1,000,000, and he can still look good too. But they are probably going to have Randy Orton win, and Randy Orton will just lose to Drew, which in context, maybe to the new wrestling fan, to the young wrestling fan, because that's who they're gearing this for. To them, it's like, oh, he beat Randy Orton. To us, like Bear said, like I've said, it's an eye roll.
Randy Orton fucking sucks anyway.
We're in the same camp on that.
I call him Randy Boring. He's the worst. He does nothing of any value in my eyes. I said actually on one of our episodes, the only reason he's popular is because women watch wrestling and he's handsome. That's all it is.
I think honestly, I think this is a setup for Sammy. And the reason why I feel like it, Sammy has done every other thing else in WWE. This will be a great opportunity to help him legitimize why he's a top contender. And later on in the year, they're going to pull the trigger. I think they're definitely going to give him a title, one of the big titles. I think that it definitely is with WrestleMania on the rise that they're about to come with some good story. And hell, he could lose, turn around, go into the chamber, or he could he could lose the title match, then run out to the Royal Rumble and win it to set up for Mania. I think they have a good formula with this, because all of them pretty much Drew has history with. So he can play in any of the contenders. He can do something with and make it seem legitimate, if you can use that word legitimate. But I think
based off of what all three of us said, we really only see two of those guys even having a chance of winning. The other two guys we didn't even question. So
right, and it's sad for, I think, Damian, because he had a good spot and they jacked it up
big time.
And now they got to play. They have to rebuild him again to make him seem legitimate.
We said recently on one of our shows about Damian Priest, I think it's his look. If he didn't look like he was like a background singer for Prince, he might have a better chance to get a push. Like it's Prince, Damian Priest, and the Revolution. They're coming out later on to sing Little Red Corvette and Raspberry Beret. And then it just doesn't, he just doesn't look the part. He only looked strong when he was in Judgment Day, and it was because of Rhea and Edge, or Rhea and Finn, that made him look more appealing at that time. He needs to change. He needs a change up of his whole everything about him. But yeah, I like Damian Priest. I think he's fine. I think he's serviceable. I think he's not awful to watch. He has a pretty cool moveset for his size and everything. Unfortunately, the people like him and Sammy, I don't see them being. They shouldn't be, in my opinion. So you're wrong anyway. By the way, Sammy's never going to win the title.
I see your point. I really do, but I would say that they're at the point they have to get new guys over. It's coming dangerously close to.
Well, that's why they need to push new guys though. Sammy, Priest, those aren't new guys. We need Breaker. We need Obafemi. They need to elevate Ilya Dragunov. Elevate Trick Williams. These guys that are coming in, Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah, they are.
Competitor.
They do. They do have a good young backs coming up.
They're working on it, but see, Sammy has been that good role player. When they needed him to do something, He's
Mhm.
done. He hadn't questioned. So you got to reward that. And that's what well, you don't have to, but I think they
You should.
are.
Mhm.
I think
And
I think
and
with Sammy, he reminds me of Jake the Snake without drug addiction. You know what I mean?
and
He knew his role. He did what he needed to do. He's always done what he needed to do. He's always been appealing to the fans. People love him. People hated him when he was doing his conspiracy theory thing.
which I enjoyed the shit out of.
I did
Loved it.
too.
Loved it.
I would say it's like a career adjacent, like Jake the Snake in WWE. They're always had times where they were looked at as top guys, but you just never got over the hump because it didn't make sense to do it. If Sami Zayn's the world champion tomorrow, which, for instance, do you think it's going to sell a ton of merch? Do you think people are going to be like buy tickets to go watch Sami Zayn as the world champion?
No,
Depending on who he's going against.
I was going to say, I think it would. He's
against
not
Kevin Owens, maybe that's it.
Gunther.
He's not going to move the needle, but I think it will help make him his whole career be what's the word I'm looking for?
Complete. It would complete it.
Yeah, complete.
Right.
It'd be complete. And sometimes you need that, and because people don't think they're going to do it. You look at some of the people that they have given world titles to, that I look at Sammy like Mick Foley. He is just that guy. You love him, or when they're doing their heel thing, you hate them, but you appreciate them for what they do. And they're going to give him a quick title run. You don't even have to, you can give him a month's run with the title and be okay. Because again, Sammy is not the guy to, like you said, move the needle and put butts in seats, but it's a thank you. And because so many fans, smart fans, I should say, we look at Sammy like he's not a world champion. They do flash wins just to say, oh, well, see, you never know. And that's my thinking on Triple H and his booking style. Sometimes he'll throw shit at the wall and like, I'm doing this not because it was a long-term plan. It's because you didn't think I would do it.
Jey Uso, for instance. I never thought that was going to happen. I mean, it made sense because the fans were so behind him and the merch sales and everything. It made complete sense, but it was an experiment, and it was a failed experiment. Because look what he's doing right now.
I don't think it was failed. They got what they wanted out of it. They got and
it was a Band-Aid.
Let me say this. When he won the Royal Rumble, I first started bitching about it. Then I thought to myself, this was great because this is what I asked for. You don't need to continuously give the big guys the Royal Rumble win. It's silly. They're going to get world title shots anyway. Give it to a mid-carder that you don't think, you don't think is going to win. Let them be able to build themselves up. And if they don't make it, cool, but make it different. At most Royal Rumbles, it's going to be one of the big guys winning it. And
I think the problem with it is they back themselves into the corner with saying they get a title shot at WrestleMania. Who's going to get you're going to put the world title match with friggin' Otis? You know what I mean? At WrestleMania? No, you can give him a world title match at like Backlash or Fastlane or something. But saying it's going to be at WrestleMania, you have to have a bigger name, somebody who has a little bit of a backing, some popularity, because otherwise, is that going to make the match worth people tuning into? So I think they back themselves into the corner with that. If they did it like Money in the Bank, you get a title shot down the road at some time and don't say WrestleMania, then it would be easier for them to pull the trigger on people like, a mid-card guy and have him, and then give him time to build up and be like, okay, he's got this title shot, But saying at WrestleMania, you have to have somebody who's already kind of established because it's such a short period of time until WrestleMania.
I'm with Bear. I think that the Jey Uso thing was not a failed experiment, because if you look at the outcome of everything, Gunther's the biggest heel in the business right now, or at least in the company. And that's that's from what happened with Jey Uso. So that whole thing of Jey winning created a new top baby face. He got the win. So all those fans went crazy. The guy sells a ton of fucking merch.
It's crazy.
Smart move on their part. And again, where we're at right now, he's still a big star. Granted, he's a tag champ, but he's with his brother again, which is going to now elevate his brother a little bit more.
God knows he needs it too.
And that's the thing. I think that it's all working out. I think the plan with Jey Uso worked out great, because here's the thing: you could always go back to it. Jey Uso's now shown he can be a world champ. So at some point, if you need to go back to using him, you could do it.
And
so,
he legitimized himself because he beat Gunther at WrestleMania.
Yeah, and won the Rumble. That was kind of my point. Like, if you're going to have a match like the Royal Rumble, it used to be like, I mean, Stone Cold won it. Like Shawn Michaels. Like, you can go on and on about the guys that and then it started becoming storyline driven. You know, same like with Money in the Bank. I mean, it made Edge, it made CM Punk, it made The Miz, it made Rob Van Dam, and then Randy Orton won it, and then John Cena won it, and then fucking Brock Lesnar wins it, and then it doesn't mean anything anymore. And if you're gonna do the Rumble, and it shows that it works because they did it. They had Jey Uso win. Like, holy shit, who saw that one? He ain't going to beat Gunther. Holy shit, he beat Gunther. It works. It can work if you book it right and if it's the right guy. And Jey Uso's the right guy when the entire arena of 80,000 people are doing his thing. If they're doing that, just put the belt on him. It's smart.
Well, and here's the thing with it too. I saw it coming when they gave him the 3-week push with the Intercontinental title.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh shit, here we go. They're doing it just because this yeet is over. Mm-hmm. I was like, this is Daniel Bryan 2.0. Now, again, it's not that I dislike Jey, but I think it was for me, you're pushing them down my throat. And it's like, okay, you can do this a little better spaced out. And I saw it. I think, and one of the things I really believe that is, especially for guys like us, if we can see something, it kind of irritates us because it's like, okay, it's no surprise. It's a formula. I can see it. Oh God. And that's how I felt about Jey. And Jey is not a bad wrestler by no means, but he's a tag wrestler.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Singles wrestler, he is bad. He's a bad singles wrestler. A great tag team wrestler. I think he's a bad singles wrestler. And I don't think that his little spiel with this crap helps at all, because it gets him even more blown up. He's over here doing this for 10 minutes out of a 15-minute match. I don't even understand how he hasn't torn a rotator cuff yet.
With that, what do you think? And let me go back to another point I meant to talk about. With the mid-carders, they have to, because they're getting dangerously close of blowing up in their face. They didn't elevate people, because look at everybody's retirements and stuff. And with that being said, how do y'all feel about AJ Styles and his possible, this could be his last match at the Royal Rumble?
I mean, it would make sense for it to be the end for him at the Rumble, because that's where he came into WWE. But I think he'll go to at least Mania, SummerSlam at the latest. He did openly say that he doesn't want to do it until he's 50. He says he wants to stop before he's 50. I want to say he's like 48 right now.
Yeah, something like that, I believe.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it was his last match, but I don't think it's going to be. He's still too good. The guy's damn near 50, and he's probably one of the most talented people in the company still. He goes out there and he has great matches still with anybody, with
Yeah.
teaming with Dragon Lee. Like, you could put the guy with anybody, and he's, no pun intended, he's phenomenal. He's just incredible. Always has been. It's nuts. So I think he's still got. I'd give him at least 6 more months, I'd say, until he loses a little passion or he feels like he lost a step himself, and that's when he'll be like, yeah, okay, I'm not doing it. But I mean, if they want to make Gunther this super heel and have him just make everybody retire, you beat Goldberg, you beat Cena, you take out AJ Styles, then you go on to the next old man. Could be interesting storylines.
I think AJ Styles ends up in AEW in 2027. I think he's going to have an Edge run. I don't know why, but now that Edge has had that and Christian has had his, AJ can end his career with who he's had the best matches with. I know he's had great matches in WWE. I think some of his best matches ever, though, were with, the Kenny Omegas, the Bucks, those guys, not necessarily against them, but I think there's a lot of guys in AEW that he could have that run with, and he can have it. I don't know if he will. Maybe it's just me being a super fan, but I see a lot of back and forth with this company, with a lot of guys jumping back and forth, that it's just not out of the realm of possibility. And, maybe 10, 20 years ago, we were like, no way. But with Jericho still going way into his 50s, AJ could change his fucking mind. You think AJ is gonna gain 50 pounds and lose his shape? No way. No way. It's not gonna happen. The money will be way too good for him to come back. And the schedules are way lighter now. He can go back and do something and work 10 spots in a year and make that work and make bank. So if I were him, that's what I would do. That's what I'm hoping for. But I'm with John. I think he's going to stick it out until Mania. But it would be cool for him to go out at Rumble because that's when he came in. I think that'd be great.
I think that he's going to go out at the Rumble. I think that it's more poetic. I don't think any of us really saw that coming. And I think that's why we're so not still early feel for us. I think that it's perfect because for Gunther, he's already there. He's the new legend killer. Yeah. And I think that this would be perfect to take AJ out early. And then you can set him up against Brock. That'll be a perfect match for WrestleMania. Let Brock be Brock. And then the return in SummerSlam, he puts them away. I think that like you, I thought AJ he's not going to stay retired. I think he will go to do AEW for a little while, not long.
Or Japan. Shows in Japan. I was going to say a couple shows in Japan.
Right.
It's just
Ring of Honor. And showing some Ring of Honor would not be a shock either.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I think the whole Cena retirement tour kind of screwed everything up for fans like us, because we think, obviously, it's clear AJ Styles is a better in-ring talent than John Cena ever was.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you're going to give John Cena a whole year retirement, it's like, okay, so now are you going to do that for AJ? Are you going to do that for Randy Orton? Are you going to do that for, whoever else is up there in age that's going to be retiring soon? Because I get John Cena. He's a huge star.
It's John Cena.
It's John Cena. I totally get it. but there are other people that are deserving of that kind of attention as well. And I think AJ is definitely one of them. Now, AJ always seemed to be quite a quiet guy, so maybe he doesn't want something like that. So
Right.
if he goes out at Royal Rumble, it was his idea. That's what I feel. If that is to what happens, he said, "This is what I want to do," and they're like, "Okay."
I think the difference with John, he was already gone, so he wanted to have a year run to tell everybody thank you. And like you said, it messes with guys like us because we're like, okay, John got this shit. AJ busts his ass night after night. Show him the same respect, but John wasn't there. Hell, before the year thing, how many times did John pop up? And not everybody deserves the same treatment at retirement, because like perfect example for me is Sting. People were so hell. I wasn't shocked, but I was shocked because generally people that are leaving, they do the job.
Yep.
That's just history. I can think of Sting and Trish Stratus. Them are the only two that comes to mind when they had their last match and went out with a win. I can't think of anybody else right off the top of my head with that. So when you're trying to balance tradition and what sells, it's kind of a hard thing, and especially depending on the talent too. AJ Styles deserves a year's run all over the place. He's fucking AJ Styles, like you said. He deserves that love, that support. And with the Bucks having Tony Khan's ear, you best believe they're gonna say, man, get him. Whatever you got to do, get him. And
let's make him look like a god. And,
let's not even
the Sting treatment.
Let's not even say having Tony Khan's ear. Tony Khan's a wrestling fan.
True.
Yeah.
He knows AJ Styles is amazing.
Exactly. But it doesn't hurt either.
I'm sure
it don't hurt that you got people that work with him, that knows him personally. Hey, they could call, hey, I can't think of his wife's name. Hey,
Randy.
Yeah, thank you.
AJ's a smart dude.
Whoa. Yeah, and hell, let Samoa Joe call. Wendy, get Joe, get him over here.
AJ's a smart dude.
Yes,
I don't think he needs a retirement tour. He's had such a accomplished career, like in multiple wrestling federations or whatever you want to call it, multiple companies. So in my opinion, a guy like that doesn't need it. Right. But that's just me. But I know Cena had some input into this, so he wanted to do the farewell tour, right? Just ask AJ what he wants to do. He's a smart guy. Hey, you've been doing this a long time. What do you think what fits for your character? And I'm with you, Bear. I think he's probably thinking, I'm going out at Rumble. It's very apropos. It makes sense to kind of wrap up my career where it started in this company. I think it's a really good way to go out. It's cool. And plus, nobody's going to see it. Because he said, 2026 is my last year. And it'd be great for him to go out literally in the first month of the year. Like, all right, I'm done.
I think it was stunned most of the smart marks, honestly.
Yeah.
Because we're like, man, this is too damn quick. Well, I need a little more AJ before that. But this is the part of wrestling that I love. Let's see if we can catch these smart marks. And I love it because this is what we love. We don't, as much as we know about wrestling. We eat wrestling. We sleep wrestling. The best thing is when they fool us and it makes sense. That's it's like, oh shit, I didn't see that one. Oh, okay, they got me. Yeah. Oh, I love wrestling. They got us.
And we're invested in this because AJ's a star. Like, that's the other thing. Like, he is a star. So people are going to be emotionally invested into what he does because he isn't just another guy. To some people, they've watched him. There are people that have only watched AJ Styles in WWE and don't know anything other than that. And then there are people that watched him so early on, I mean, TNA and even early WCW in 2001, he was there, like even stuff like that. So it's really crazy that he is where he is. And AJ's the man. I whatever he decides to do, I'm okay with it, but I'm calling it. He's going to show up in AEW 2027.
I also love that we talked about the Royal Rumble and all we talked about was AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares about the Rumble match? AJ Styles is where it's at. I think that's an interesting thing that we bring up the Royal Rumble and we don't talk the Royal Rumble.
I agree with you 100% because of the magnitude of AJ Styles. I felt like we would be very disrespectful if we didn't talk about AJ. He, like you said, hell, I remember seeing him in WCW. It's crazy how many people that I've seen start out and retire now. That tells me, damn, I'm old. Two, that these careers have went through such a plateau. Here's another. Oh my God, I'm super old. I remember the first time Mick Foley wrestled. He wasn't Cactus Jack.
He was Jack Foley.
Yes,
His debut was Jack Foley.
I remember when he was in. He wrestled with Harlem Heat and Global. It was Global Wrestling Federation, I believe, and he was Jack Manson.
Yep,
he had Manson in his name.
Oh, Cactus Jack Manson, yeah.
It's so funny seeing all these guys and member moments and stuff, and it's like, man, as much as I don't want to admit time flies, and another quick thing, no more Bullet Club. We went damn near 15 years of Bullet Club. We went NWO Bullet Club. It's like, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And the Bullet Club guys are still around. They're just spread out. Like it's not like a lot of the guys are retired. The core group of the original Bullet Club are all still active. It's just weird that
and most of them in WWE, which is another. Who would have thought that moment?
I know.
And the craziest part of that is WWE acknowledge the Bullet Club, which is even more crazy.
How can you not? You know, they probably sell more shirts on Hot Topic than they do. So how can you not? You know,
it is so much the truth.
That's where Damian Priest gets his eyeshadow. Hot Topic.
With that being said, I have this final thing I would like to talk about real quick. I want to thank y'all. I want to thank y'all for what y'all are doing for the wrestling industry. I'm a big firm believer in giving people their flowers when they are around and can smell them and enjoy them. Too many people don't ever get to hear what people think about them until after they're gone. And that was one of the reasons why I decided to do this appreciation month, to show appreciation to different podcasters and let them know that your hard work doesn't go unrecognized. And I really do appreciate what y'all do. Y'all already know I love I love y'all, everything about y'all. I know that y'all respect me as much as I respect y'all. And I just wanted to tell you thank you so much for it.
Sure.
Well, thank you. That was probably one of the kindest things I've heard from somebody in a long time. We
That's what it's
appreciate
all
it.
about.
We feel the same way. We love that you're showing the appreciation to all the other podcasters as well this month. But not only that, like when we have conversations, some of the stuff that I brought up in our last interview together about this tape I had with Junkyard Dog in a tournament. I don't think anybody else that I would talk to would have been like, "Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. You're very knowledgeable. Aaron's very knowledgeable." And then I have spurts, like I have like Vietnam flashbacks where stuff just comes into my head. And it's nice to know that I'm not crazy and I just thought that up one night.
No, I definitely understand that. And it to me too, it's so fun to have those type of conversations, because it's like you said, it's like, I'm not crazy. I know this took place. And then you like, oh, okay, somebody else with, hell yeah, we could talk. I have to talk to these people because they're so knowledgeable. It's fun. And I think that as much as I've complained about certain things, podcasters carry so much more weight than I realized, and had to be shown that. And that's why I wanted to thank everybody for what you do. And again, even if I don't like what you do, or it's not for me, I still respect what you're doing, and that people can understand podcasters can work together. It's goals. People have different goals, but we can still work together, still have fun, and not make it so unnecessarily cutthroat and ruthless. And oh, you're cutting into my money. Oh, my people wouldn't like you. Or oh, you want to come steal some of my man. Life too short. Is already so much negativity. Let's just have fun and enjoy what we all love, which is wrestling.
I think I said the last time I was on here that we all have this opportunity in this community to spread positivity and make pro wrestling fun and cool again. And that's why we're doing this. It's for the love of the game, man. You know? So appreciate it, man. And appreciate you and everything you do.
I appreciate that too. Well, guys and girls, thank you once again for coming around the campfire and enjoying another great conversation with my guest. This has truly been something very humbling and fun that I never really thought it would be such an amazing journey. And hey, I hope y'all are enjoying it as much as I am. Again, make sure, please, 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 go support your local indie wrestling. Mm-hmm. It's an amazing thing when you go to see indie wrestling. Again, I won't say that they're better. I won't say they're worse than the majors. What I will say, the atmosphere is definitely different. You to experience some things that you may have not experienced in quite a while. And generally, most indie promotions are super family friendly where you can take your entire family, you can get merchandise, actually have talk to the wrestlers themselves, and then when you leave, you still got money in your pocket, and that you've made something a lifetime memory for your kids that will help shape them and hopefully continue them being wrestling fans too. So, have fun, support indies, and yeah, that's about it. So, with that being said, I am Professor Bear. This is a Bear's Thought, and we'll see you around the campfire next time. Y'all take care.